Hey everybody, I'm Daniel Giesland, and we are going to be talking about how to fly without touching the controls in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, this is something you'll probably want to learn to do, especially as you get into the more advanced aircraft, to be able to turn on the autopilot and use it. And most of the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator are set up with that. That's not necessarily going to be true to real life, but it's convenient. So, what we have down here is we have the autopilot control head, and then this is what we call our scoreboard. So here you can see I have the autopilot engaged, AP, and that's turned on and off with this button that says AP. Very convenient, right? So HDG stands for heading, because I have heading mode selected. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit forward. There you go, heading mode selected, and I have the altitude selected for 8600, and I can, set that up and say let's go up. So what I did there was I used the Alt Select to select my altitude, and I pressed VS and said I wanted to go to vertical speed mode on. That's shown by VS. Now Alt Select is in white, which means that's the next thing it's going to do. It's going to go to Alt Select mode, and it's going to go up at 300 feet per minute. Now if I wanted it to go down, I grab this little knob and I spin it down, and I say no, we're going to descend to 9100, which won't actually work. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so that's heading mode and vertical speed to get an altitude. And that is your basics. So let's go ahead and, turn it this way. We'll just tell it to go ahead and turn to get away from that higher terrain. So I've changed the heading bug. So I turn the heading knob to change the heading bug, which is this little cyan button here, and because it's on heading mode, it will go to that heading and it'll hold that heading, and we can turn it back. Tick, 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 tick. There you go. You saw the heading mode, heading button move. It's still in heading mode, and if you want to center it, just for example, I'll swing it way over here. Be like, actually, I want it to stop the turn right now. Just push the middle of it, and it'll center, and it'll capture that. Alright, for navigation, if you have a navigation route programmed in, which I do not currently, tap nav and it'll say OK, and it will maintain that navigation route for you. Alright, so that should give you a real basic gist on how to run the autopilot head, and most of that information will transfer over to the other autopilots around the simulator. Once you get into the biz jets or the airliners, there's going to be more functions, more functionality, things that you can do that don't show up on this particular autopilot head, and that's just and that's potentially for another video, or for someone again who's smarter than me. Alright, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope this was informative.